Getting money since I was legit. Ever since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got choked, long. I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my 50. Ex-slick, then he with the. Back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these 4 things, pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all. Honey yard, dash, honey yard, dash, honey yard, dash, yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly with you.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
Hey, let's go.
Allen now on first down. That'll be complete to Cook.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Check 99, check 99, check.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Motion, motion, motion. All 52. Lucky. Check 37. Check 10. Check. Alert, alert, alert. General West. Slam. Is it?
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From just shy of midfield, Allen firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He'll return it from the 6. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. 5 yards on the carry, good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the 23-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Three and a half to go, first quarter.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's go.
After the penalty, it's Penny. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 17 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Allen. And Josh Hill has it. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
He's checking crack.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Kamara. Finds an opening past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. Well executed there on 2nd down. So do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility. But now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Hey, one set. Check right 54. Right 54.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught. Nelson. Touchdown, New Orleans. J.J. Nelson, 58 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Now he'll escape to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go. 56. Gun.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. He gets it to Thomas. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
What? 380. 50's the mark. I'm coming.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Space to maneuver at the 40. He's at the 40. 20. 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 75 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. You got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all the score on EA Sports. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep, and that's caught inside the 35. It's a gain of 35.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Here's Wilson to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. From the shotgun, Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. So it's challenge time. The referee's tablet coming out. And the big question, Charles, did that football break the plane to the goal line?
They just need any part of the ball to cross the goal line in order for it to count. And remember, it's got to be indisputable, though. Sometimes we think it's going to be there. We can't really find it on the tablet. So we'll see what the final call is going to be.
Here's the sneak with Wilson. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the second quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. They run for it with Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are able to regain the lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the kick here is good with a penalty flag down as well. And they may have run into him after the kick went away. So 5 yards for running into. Lucky it wasn't 15 for roughing.
No doubt about it, because they protect the kickers and the guys holding the ball almost as much as they protect quarterbacks in the pocket. They don't want those types of injuries.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, watch it. Watch it. Stop.
To throw again, Allen. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
Alpha.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And this is Cook with a grab. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check 3. Check.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
On the ground, Kamara. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. That good for 22 and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Alert 3. All 52. Switch gears.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Bringing him to the ground defensively, Tedrick Thompson.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down.
Watch the whip. Go.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. To try again after the sack. Wilson, Cameron Jordan, his 2nd sack of the night. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's only able to get it to right around the 3. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock. Give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Allen to throw again. Airing it out deep for Smith. He's got a man, complete. 36 yards on the play. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. No room to be had there on the 1st down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from 53. The kick by Lutz is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and oh, at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out ahead, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And the Saints first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback. 56.
On the ground, this is Kamara. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Toss play, Kamara. Uses the stiff arm. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Check 50, check 50. Slam. Check.
On first down, Murray. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Back. Switch. All 52. Here we go.
From the 24. Allen being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean. They can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Check, check, walk 54, walk. Regular. Kill. Half. He's checking. Crash.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
Mike 54. Time to go. Night. Alert. They got it. 36. Watch out. 52.
Allen off the play fake. Flush to his right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. But now it's 3rd and goal. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal.
Rush in.
From the gun, it's Allen. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown, Saints. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. So Allen breaks the huddle, and his guys will go for 2 here.
I got you. Kill. Done. Hey, turn it up. 25. Check 25. Kill. Check 99. Check. Mike spot 4. Alert. Push him back. Hey, all 52. Watch 24. Check. Lucky. On the ball. What's that?
To the air, Allen. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Get ready.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Hey, high 7.
On 2nd and 12, Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Check point. Alert.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
First down, Saints.
Allen now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. The busy night continues for Kamara. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check 24. Check. Hey, home. Shit. Check. Down. What's that? He's crashed.
From the 35 on second down. Allen. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Let's get it.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch the out. Time go.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, home. 54 is Mike. Half. 54. Regular. Check out route.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. Thomas, the intended target. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Wilson. Thomas has got it. Complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Like 22, he's coming. 22's coming.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Allen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell them to take care of the ball, and try to move forward.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. And Thomas has it. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wilson.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. It's a gain of 15. 1st down, Seahawks. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
19. Mike 22 is coming. 22 is coming. Mike, pass him.
Now Wilson operating from the gun. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. As they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check 4, check 4. It's there, half 85, half 85. Watch that.
Here's Allen to throw it. And this is going to be intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. On 2nd down, here's Petty. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go.
Let's go.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and goal, looking to take the lead here in the late going. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Watch the slap. You go take.
They run again with Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. To throw is Allen. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Wilson to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and now it's 3rd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. I'm surprised with the lead in a one-score game this late, they're even putting the ball in the air in that situation.
Almost makes me feel like the head coach might be second-guessing himself by not clicking on and saying, all we're doing is running it here. But give credit to the guys on defense. They made a play that they absolutely had to have to give themselves a chance to be in this game.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
29. Check.
They'll look to throw. He gets it to Thomas. 23 yards, the final tally. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. So the victory here for Seattle. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Seahawks, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
switch, not a day in my life. Knows my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Just knows my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressed in all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons. And ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation, don't try my patience. I'ma pour out 1 for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps come.